Hello everyone, it's Misty Flowers. I am the instructor for Basics of Phonics Instruction with Lab for the next 8 weeks. I want to go over a few things from our syllabus with you. You have all received via email the course syllabus and also the lab syllabus. So please be sure and review those. And once you have reviewed both of them, please send me an email stating that you have read and understand the expectations for the course and the lab. Okay. This course, we focus on a detailed examination of effective assessment and instruction of phonemic awareness, phonics, and word study as tools readers and writers use in decoding and understanding print. The Phonics Instruction Lab, which is included as part of this course, you're going to apply this assessment and instruction of phonemic awareness, phonics, and word study in a tutoring session. Late work. Late assignments will be accepted with a 10% per day point deduction. No late work will be accepted after the last night of class unless an incomplete has been requested and approved prior to the last night of class. So if you have a late assignment that you're turning in, please send me an email stating that you have turned that assignment in so I can go back and grade it, because I don't go back to check if you've turned in your missing assignments. We're all adults. That's your responsibility to let me know, because if something is not turned in, there is a 0 put for your grade. Once you've turned it in and notified me, I can grade it and change that 0 to your grade. If you qualify for accommodations due to a disability, it's your responsibility to let me know what those accommodations are. These are the learning outcomes for Basics of Phonics Instruction, and they have aligned them with the Ohio Standards for the Teaching Profession, Diversity Standards, the International Literacy Association Standards, and the Dyslexia Standards. On your chalk and wire assignment, when you do your artifact reflection, you're asked for standards. This is where you get the standards that you put on that artifact reflection. Here's our institutional goals that are promoted by this course. I'm not going to read that to you. You're capable of reading it yourself. In this online course, you have a presentation of new material. There's demonstrations through videos, reading and research. We have our group discussion via the forums, and we have group projects and a final project. The online attendance in a course that is 8 weeks long, if you are absent more than twice, you're going to receive a failing grade. To be counted present for a week, you need to make one substantial contribution to the course that week. A substantial contribution could be posting to a discussion forum. That could be your initial post. It could be a response to a first peer or a response to a second peer. It might be submitting an assignment, completing a quiz or an exam, or any other academic activity required for that specific instructional week of the course. So you have to post at least once in the week to be counted present. I just hinted at this for your discussion forums. Ideally, what the university would like is if you post on one day, you respond to a peer on a different day, and respond to another peer on a third day, so that you are contributing to the discussion on at least 3 separate days. Not saying that you absolutely have to do that, but it makes for more discussion when it's done that way. All right, weekly assignments. They are due Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. Your responsive postings are due Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Many of you already know this because this isn't your first course. For the lab portion, you're posting weekly by Saturday, and it tells you when you need to do that. More details are included in the lab guide, which you received via an email. Week 1, we're going to be talking about the role of phonemic awareness and phonics in learning to read and write. You're going to read Chapter 1 in Word Identification Strategies by Barbara Fox, and there are web articles also for you to read. There is a phonics inventory that needs to be done. Forum 1 is your response to that inventory. And Forum 2 is answering what is phonics. For the lab portion for week 1, you need to select a student in 1st through 5th grade. And I know some of you with COVID, you're probably wondering if you can do this tutoring over Zoom. And yes, you can. You need to get the parent permission slip signed, and that is in the syllabus for the lab. And please make sure that when you fill that out, that you fill it out correctly. They're asking for your name, your licensure area, the student grade level that you're working with. Where are you tutoring? Are you having the child come to your house? Are you going to the child's house? Are you using Zoom? And the rationale of why you selected this student. I also highly suggest that this first week that you administer the spelling inventory, which I will talk more about when I send a video for week 1. But I would try and get that done in week 1, if at all possible. And it goes through each week with your assignments. Your final project is submitted to Chalk and Wire. So please make sure that your Chalk and Wire account is not going to expire. You can go up and click on it and check it. As I said before, I'm going to go over each week in depth in weekly videos. Here are links that you will need to read, and these are also, I believe, on Moodle. And it goes through each week, 1 through 8. You are going to have a word study lesson that you're going to have to develop. And this is the rubric that I will use to score that. And we'll talk about that later on. Some helpful resources. These are referenced according to APA 7, which the university is now using. Here is our grading scale. Weekly forum discussion participation. Your initial post is due on Wednesday. You need to respond to 2 peers most weeks, and those should be submitted between Wednesday and Saturday. You should use a scholarly voice, adhering to APA guidelines, and it should be 250 to 500 words in length. Now, when you respond to a peer, it's going to be a little bit less formal, and you want to make sure that when you respond to a peer, that you're crafting it to foster further dialogue. We want that conversation going, that learning happening back and forth. So your initial response contributes new and relevant information to the discussion through reflective response, citing 3 or more important concepts learned from the reading, in addition to the response including outside citations beyond the required text. And there is your length. This interactive conversation, your responses, it is not, I agree, good job. Now, we want you to respond so that you motivate others in a collaborative effort, that you're posing questions to students. You're sharing quotes and websites and other information with each other. Other students' concerns and ideas are addressed. And when appropriate, the response refers to course materials and reflects an understanding of the fundamental principles. Timelines. Participated 3 or more times. Again, that is your initial post, your response to a peer, and a second response to a peer. Your final project, which is a chalk and wire assessment and analysis paper. We'll talk more about that later. Required textbooks. In APA 7, you're no longer required to put the city and state of publication. And I sent you an email about this. This is the correct way to reference our texts for the course. And many of you know that I'm very picky about the way you reference the course texts. So I would print this and keep it handy. If you have any questions, please email me. I look forward to our learning together. Thank you.